He added, or he said yesterday that one of his former places to play, the Baltimore Ravens, it's a tough place to be a receiver. Said Smith, I'm a wide receiver, and my question is always going to be, how is this passing game going to develop? I hate to say it this way, but as a wide receiver, I love to block, but I didn't wake up trying to block and run 70 plays a game, and 68 of the 70 are run plays, because then when the contract season comes up, you have leverage because my numbers aren't up. And, there's something to be said there. You want to have the statistics if you are a pass catcher. Nobody is paying run-blocking wide receivers. They want guys who can produce in the passing game. And if your offense isn't conducive to production, you have a problem. Remember last year when they were devising this Lamar Jackson run-based offense, how difficult it was for the Ravens to find free agents. They had to draft Marquise Brown and the guy from Notre Dame. Help me out. Who's the guy they drafted
Miles
from Notre
Boykin
Dame last year?
Miles Boykin.
And then they had to go back and they had to draft receivers again this year. You're not going to get guys to choose to sign on when they have options because they understand that the statistics aren't going to be the same. They're not going to we know every receiver wants to run routes and catch passes and score touchdowns. That's what they want to do. You're getting them to go against their nature as part of this Ravens offense to a certain extent, Chris.
Yeah, you definitely are. I mean, it's going to be hard to be a receiver in this Baltimore Ravens offense and then, put forth a resume of Hall of Fame material as far as catches and touchdowns and everything like that. Yeah, it could be hard. Now, we saw a big drastic improvement in their pass game last year, and I think that will continue. We've heard Lamar Jackson this offseason talk about he doesn't think he'll be running as much this year as he was last year. No,
we heard that last year, though, too. We heard that last year.
But at some point, it's going to have to calm down a little bit. It's playing with fire. He's going to get worn out. I don't know if you can continue to do that. But it's a very real aspect Steve Smith brings up. Hey, the Baltimore Ravens ran the ball almost 100 times more than the next team in football, which was the 49ers. So, yes, I think you kind of hit on it, Mike. When it comes to the Ravens with the wide receiver position, hey, offensive linemen, defensive front seven, anybody on defense is going to want to come to Baltimore. Tight ends and running backs are going to want to come to Baltimore. Receivers are one spot that they're going to go, man, it looks cool, and I'd love to play with Lamar Jackson, and they win games, and it's fun. But, damn, I might get done with the year and only have like 3 catches a game. And that's where I think, to what you said, it's going to have to be through the draft. And I think you'll continue to see that. Them draft 1 or 2 receivers every year, because they know they're not going to get big-time free agents to come there and want to play for that offense.
But, as defenses continue to come up with ways to slow down that run-based offense, maybe it does open up opportunities to throw.
Right.
Lamar Jackson develops as a passer. The game slows down more. He gets a better understanding of the pre-snap looks. The natural progression of a quarterback, the more you step up to the line of scrimmage, the more you survey the defense, the more you process what you see before the snap, what you see at the snap, how the players move, where the openings are going to be, the patterns that develop, that does create opportunities for a great passing offense. But here's the thing, and I think it was Kyle Shanahan that explained this last year, and I'm clearly paraphrasing here because I haven't thought of this in months, but basically, you can't simulate Lamar Jackson, you can't plan for Lamar Jackson. Whatever you think is going to work goes out the window, because ultimately you have to go catch him. And at this point in the NFL, he's the hardest guy for any defensive player to track down, even when you know what he's going to do, Chris.
Well, he is. It's just like when I was playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and we had to play the Atlanta Falcons and Michael Vick. It didn't matter. Yeah, I could maybe throw like Michael Vick, but I couldn't run like him. And then, you would get a receiver or a DB in there to run like Michael Vick, but then they couldn't throw worth a damn in practice or whatever it may be. You can't prepare yourself to play a guy like Lamar Jackson because he's in the conversation for one of the quickest people in football in space and really one of the faster straight-ahead speed people as far as a ball carrier is concerned too. But, hey, let's not forget, Lamar Jackson threw for 36 touchdown passes last year and led the NFL. So while the yards might not be all that great for receivers and things like that, you certainly could have a chance to have a lot of easy touchdowns and have that bolster your stat package to where you can ask for big-time money when it does come for a free agent contract or something like that.
Tight end is the key. Mark Andrews had 98 targets last year for the Ravens. Marquise Brown was the top receiver with 71 targets. That was 60th among all NFL receivers. But still, as this offense grows and develops, as Lamar Jackson grows and develops, there could be more opportunities in the passing game. And some of these rookies who are growing and developing may not have to leave via free agency. They may get paid right where they are.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.